Hello everyone, and welcome back to another What You May Have Missed. Today we're going to be diving into Season 2, Episode 3 of Helluva Boss, X's and Oohs. I'm so excited to do another one of these. What about you, Carissa?
Oh, heck yes. There are so many moments from this episode I'm just itching to get into. So let's get into it. Our first moment is a callback to the previous episode where we see Moxie and Millie's mugs with their respective faces on them. Only, hers looks like it's been through quite a bit. The whole thing is taped up. I'm surprised she was able to fix it after she smashed it last episode.
Honestly, Millie probably goes through a lot at work. Hell, or even in her personal life. For instance, bumping into her ex, we'll get to him later, brings out her mildly irritated side. She must be irritated a lot because they installed a human standee with targets on his head, chest, and right on the crotch. They bring that up with a nut button? Why am I not surprised that Blitz has a nut button?
Well, who hasn't had a bad day, am I right? I sure could have used that standee a couple times in my life. But anyway, let's look at the whiteboard in the meeting room. It looks to be an idea graph for Blitz's OCs. Let's see here. Sunbeam is a trans lesbian, a top, and an asshole who's in love with breakfast. Blue Cheese is also trans, gay, and a top. Bongwater is trans, a bottom. Blue Cheese is side hoe, and is also a devax. Kaboom is bisexual, versatile, and has had a one-night stand with every other horse in the graph. King Slut is also bisexual and versatile, in an open relationship with Blue Cheese. Though, judging by the board, maybe they shouldn't be. Slime is a bottom, doesn't like labels, has a mutual pining for King Slut. They've hooked up a few times. And Breakfast is a lesbian bottom who's in love with Sunbeam. Geez, that's some chart. Let's put a lot of thought into each horse.
And clearly he doesn't want anyone stealing them either. I also think he doesn't want anyone getting his research. He's got tons of it.
You mean his porn collection?
What are you talking about? It's not... Oh. Oh my. Well, I guess that would explain the string of condoms, too. You never know when you're gonna need them. Such a shame that most of my, research was blown out of the goddamn hole in my office! I still blame Moxie for that.
Anyway, on the helicopter ride to Greed, we get to see quite a bit. Also, it's worth mentioning that the rings have elevators for transporting vehicles, not just denizens. We're starting off with Lululand. Damn, it's still under construction. I wonder if we'll ever get to see it brought back to its, is glory even the right word to use here?
Yeah, I don't know. But, take a look at the Imp Goons carrying the Mammon bags. Two of them have the actual logo on it, and one just says Mammon logo. Fun fact, Caden Westbrook, one of the artists for the episode, literally tweeted out, "I'm crying. When I boarded this sequence, I wrote Mammon logo as a placeholder because I was waiting on the design, and they kept it?" Seems like they were just as caught off as we were with this.
Looks like we're getting into mafia territory with some of these guys. Look at this imp getting stabbed and shot repeatedly.
Stop! Stop! He's already dead!
What? No, that's crazy. What are you talking about? They're just having some good, clean fun.
After all, the town that Moxie's from is called not a mafia town. There's no mafia here. We're mafia free.
Let's be honest. Seeing that we're in Greed, it kind of makes sense that we'd see a lot of mafia characteristics. Especially with how one of our newest characters enters the story.
Yeah, Crimson. That guy gives me the heebie-jeebies. Not just him, though. Take a look at his house. His walls are covered in trophies. We have imp horns, shark jaws, succubus wings in their tails. And it honestly wouldn't surprise me if some of these were hellhound collars, too. Also, take a look at the wallpaper. It's giving off sleeping with the fishes vibes.
Right? Also, this picture is clearly a nod to The Godfather. I mean...
You can't tell me it doesn't look like Marlon Brando.
But then, we see the family portrait. Oh, it's our first time seeing adorable little Moxie. And his mom is so pretty. Our next moment is a callback to the movie Titanic. We see Moxie wearing the heart of the ocean while Chaz paints him like one of his French girls. But we also see that he makes sure to add the note that Moxie has a smaller dick than his. God, Chaz is an ass!
Speaking of him being an ass, if he wasn't such a jerk and left Moxie behind, he never would have met Blitz in prison. So in that sense, life finds a way to bring you to the right situation in life. I also find it very cute and warming that Blitz hired a babysitter for Luna. Being her age, she clearly doesn't need one, but he is a first-time dad and wants to get back to her.
You know, I heard someone had a cute little theory that Millie may have been the babysitter for Luna when Blitz got locked up. So when Blitz and Moxie broke out of jail and headed back to Blitz's place, that was how Moxie and Millie first met.
That's so cute! It would explain why Millie seemed a bit closer with Luna than Moxie, willing to put up with her attitude a bit more. Maybe they bonded over multiple babysitting nights. At least Blitz didn't just leave Luna scared and alone when he got locked up.
Yeah, he's a good dad. Crimson, on the other hand, is probably one of the worst in the series so far. At least Moxie's mom seemed like a nice woman, treating him kindly and all. Rare to see in hell. And you know, some people have said that going by her attire, she may have been a Wrathring imp.
That certainly would explain this line from the Harvest Moon episode.
I was born here too. I have some fight in me.
Either way, his dad's an ass.
Without a doubt. The things he had Moxie do as a child is absolutely horrendous. Trying to make him shoot a live target for practice and forcibly pushing him to draw an unknown imp. He clearly didn't want to do any of that, and neither did his mother. By the way, it's not his mother that he's pushing into the water either. Her tails and horns are different. The most heartbreaking moment here is when the audience realizes that Crimson had his own wife murdered just so he could send a message to his own son. Fuck Crimson.
Wait, what was that?
Oh, no, not not you, hon. Moxie's asshole of a dad.
Oh, right. Jerk face.
Speaking of jerks, let's talk about Chaz, the ex-boyfriend of Millie and Moxie. Oh my gosh. After we get one of the greatest meme faces to come from this episode, Moxie heads to his bedroom, and the walls are just covered in portraits of Chaz. Ego much? I think we can all agree with Moxie when he says,
Fucking why?
it makes sense when we see multiple signs of him having a big dick, as he proclaimed very proudly earlier.
I got a big dick.
Except for one that says big dicks with an S. I wonder if that's a nod to the fact that male sharks have two claspers that they use in the mating process.
That's interesting. Oh, also, we can't forget the butt plug light cord for his sign. Chaz is definitely the type of sinner to have that in his room.
Speaking of interesting, we get a chance to look at Moxie's phone. His actual name is Moxie no last name. That is so fucking funny. I thought that was just a one-off gag when the priest says it later.
To you, Chaswick Thurman, take Moxie the last name.
But let's also take a look at the photos. We see a few callbacks to previous episodes. We see them in their cat costumes in Cherub and on their date to Ozzy's. But we also get to see them going to see Phantom of the Opera and, oh, their wedding photo. They are such a perfect couple.
I want her dress. Oh, it's so beautiful. And I bet Moxie's friends Randall, Oliver, and Steve are there at the wedding.
Moving on, after Blitz and Chaz's sexcapade, we see multiple condom wrappers strewn around the room. I wonder if Chaz is a quick shot as much as he is bad in bed. But worth noting here is the condoms they were using are the same condoms that we see in Circus when Paimon offers Cash the wadded up $5 bill to buy Blitz for the day.
Take a look at Chaz's car. His license plate says HGECOK. I wonder why. The eviction note says, "Listen, you asshole. Leave the fucking house by the 6th of this month or we will kill you. And we do not care about your huge cock. Fuck you." Finally, his master plan could possibly be a South Park reference.
You see, phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2, phase 3, profit.
Speaking of references, Moxie's mouth tape with the smile on it could possibly be a callback to Invader Zim Enter the Florpus, a Netflix movie starring Moxie himself, Richard Horvitz, as the Invader Zim! Then, as the wedding starts, the chairs are filled with toys. The two sharks sitting in the front row don't seem to mind it, though. One even smiles. Another reference worth noting here is people have noted that Crimson making Moxie nod his head in agreement to the wedding seems familiar. A lot of people actually point it towards the movie of Beetlejuice, in which Beetlejuice and Lydia's wedding, Lydia clearly disagrees, Beetlejuice covers her mouth and literally speaks for her.
Oh, she's a little bit nervous. Maybe I should answer for her, okay?
I'm Lydia Dietz and I'm of sound mind. The man next to me is the one I want. You asked me, I'm answering. Yes, I love that man of mine.
This being a possible reference actually makes way too much sense, because Elder Jaws the Priest is played by Abe Goldfarb, who has done a little bit of voice work here and there, but also just so happened to be in the original cast for Beetlejuice the Broadway show, as quite a few roles. He was in the ensemble, he was a mover, a neighbor, he was an understudy for Beetlejuice, who we know has made an appearance in the show already, Mr. Alex Brightman, aka Fizzerali, Charles understudy, Maxie Dean's understudy, Adam's understudy, Otho's understudy, and he was the replacement for the census taker. Man, this guy's got a lot of pull in the Beetlejuice community, clearly.
We're back in Chaz's car and we see Blitz cycle through various radio stations. The Mammon channel is playing Lululand. Station 69 is playing Vacated Bone Town. Very fitting. Got Lusty Tunes, Station 66.6, and Station 80.085.
It smells boobs. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny. Finally, the last station that Blitz chooses is Wrath's #1 Fuck You Up hits, and honestly, it's the perfect station for Millie's badass moment for rescuing Moxie. How does Blitz know what Shrek is, though?
Not sure, actually. But Millie is giving no fucks of how she's going about to rescue Moxie. That's true love right there. Damn, you even see her make sushi with one of the shark goons. I think that was a good indicator for the priest to say, nope, I'm out. Fuck this.
I would not want to get in the way of that either, that's for sure. I know you don't miss it in the episode, but when Millie says, "This ass is mine," and smacks Moxie, it makes me laugh every time. But speaking of ass, take a look at Blitz's boxers. They have little horses on them. So cute.
One more note to add is that we get to see Luna in this episode, but she has no verbal lines. That's a first. In every other episode that we've seen Luna, her voice actress has at least one line. Even in Ozzy's, where she doesn't outright speak, but her phone has the voice message from her.
Crimson took what Blitz was saying to heart to check out Chaz's car. I mean, the stare he gives Chaz as the helicopter flies away sends chills down my spine. That got more when we see that he killed Chaz and now has another trophy on his walls. He's definitely dead. They even put a memorial for him at the end of the credits.
R.I.P. Chaz.
So sad. Anyway, this is definitely not the last time we see Crimson.
Definitely not. Alright, I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say that Crimson's death stare in this episode is amazing. Like, you do not want to fuck with this guy, because you know he will end you if you see these eyes. The head storyboard artist actually took to Twitter saying, "I drew Grim with narrowed, squinted, angry eyes for the rest of my boards. And then, for this moment, it didn't hit as hard to have him squint, and once again. So, I thought it'd be scarier to have them wide open." Yeah! Yeah, you hit that nail right on the head there, buddy. Good job, though. It's incredible. It's amazing.
That's for sure.
Yeah, he's one messed up villain in this series. Kind of reminds me of the one that you played in one of our more recent comic dubs. I'll have to remember to put a link to that in the end card. Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. We hope you enjoyed this What You May Have Missed. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of the episode.
Thank you all so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Is anyone gonna fix the fucking hole in my office? Carissa, let's get out of here.
Right behind you.
Hey, get your sexy asses back here! Damn it. Moxie, find a way to fix this! I'm getting me a vocal Rissa sandwich if it kills me.